the two Action Express cars, the Mustang Sampling and Wheelie Engineering, their first ever. Now it is survived. The first couple of laps here at the Rolex 24 at Daytona. 55 cars come to the line for the start of the 55th annual Rolex 24. We are green at the tri-oval, at the stripe, and it is Barbosa leaps into the lead over Cameron. But look at the outside. Ricky Taylor trying to get around from fourth, maybe to second. I don't think he's going to quite do it, or is he?
Well, he certainly put his nose around the outside. Dane Cameron didn't give him the lane there, but it's a Cadillac 1, 2, 3 with Johnny in fourth.
Kind of reminds me of Pipa Durrani last year, the move he made to introduce himself to American sports fans, kind of projecting what his plans were for the next 24 hours. He went on to just light the world on fire. We see the GTLM cars mixed up with those prototype challenge cars. That was a concern of those drivers. Acura off in the hairpin already.
That's the number 86 that just ran a little bit wide in the traffic jam. Big story there in that 81 Dragon Speed car that's mixed up with those four GTs. Huge wreck right before qualifying, had to miss qualifying, and did an amazing job of getting the car rebuilt for Dragon Speed. And here are the two Nissan DPIs. They were kind of a surprise announcement late in the going that they were going to have the DPI program. Cal, what a great addition.
It really is great to see these guys back on U.S. soil on a full-time basis. They won this race last year, and now they go head-to-head with Mazda. It's Nissan versus Mazda up on the high banks and heading down to the bus stop chicane.
Barbosa coming through. That is a tricky corner, and of course, the first two pace laps, they don't run the bus stop, so this is their first time kind of getting into it in any type of anger here, and everybody comfortable. But now we get them 2-3 abreast diving in when we get back into the GT ranks, and note those two white, primarily white with the red and black highlights. Those are those new mid-engine Porsches. Exciting times for that mark.
Well, as Tommy mentioned, these guys have done a ton of testing. 40,000 kilometers, I believe, in their preseason testing, so they really feel this is a well-sorted machine. JB said they moved that engine further forward. They still call it rear-engine, but further forward rear-engine than before. And the drivers really like it. It's given them a lot better weight distribution in that chassis, better handling, and that's what it's all about.
If there are any questions that how the DP teams like Action Express would adapt to this new carbon tub prototype car, it's like they picked up where they left off with that Mustang sampling car out front and the team car, the wheeling car, in second, as we see a prototype in the pits already.
Yeah, it's the 52 PR1 Mathiasen Motorsports entry. Tom Kimber-Smith qualified the car into the pits early, and they had a pretty good run in qualifying up into the 8th spot overall. That's a team stepping up from Prototype Challenge, and one of the better Prototype Challenge teams. They're sort of relishing this challenge, but the key word there, I think, is going to be challenge for them.
It really is, and they've been a brilliant team. They tied on points last year, but won it in a tiebreaker in terms of the championship, but they did win the North American Endurance Cup at the same time. And they've got a nice driver lineup there. Mike Wash is one of their gentleman drivers, one of their Pro-Am drivers. He won an ELMS title last year. You got R. Anderson, he's in the car. He's an Indy Lighter, did a couple of Indy races last year. So there's a lot of talent in there. Tom Kimber-Smith, 3 Le Mans class titles behind his name. So stellar driver lineup.
It's still Joey Hand leading in the Ford GT in the GT Le Mans category. But the always aggressive Tony Vilander is leapt up into second now in the recent Competizione, that red Ferrari having a good run. Then it's Westbrook sitting in third.
Does this look familiar? Remember Le Mans last year?
Absolutely.
It was Joey Hand passing Vilander for the lead at Le Mans, and they went on to take that victory. What a story that was, 50 years after they did the same thing back in 1966.